Hello friends, I have this grater for my craft today. I will be painting this with the Nautical by Folk Art, and before that I am going to just put this painter's tape there first so it's not gonna bleed and I know where I'm gonna paint. I will paint this using a foam brush and do the dabbing motion. I do that to the sides and also to the back. I will only apply one coat with this paint. I love if it's a foam brush and I do the dabbing motion because it gives texture than just the fine brush. So when it comes to a material like this or even with glass, I use a foam brush and just dabbing motion. So after this, while the paint is still wet, I just take it off. I'm gonna remove it and I will put this painter's tape there and I will paint this with the Waverly Crimson. I'll do also the same thing to the sides and also to the back with only one coat. And that area there, because of course I'm going to skip it because I am doing here actually a patriotic craft. So I do that red there and there's a space where I'm going to paint it with white chalk paint, which is the Waverly Plaster or Waverly Ivory. So it is easier and it is better to just take off the painter's tape while the paint is still wet than if it's dry. So I see to it that it's really totally stick to the grater before I'm going to paint it, so it's not gonna bleed. So this is what I meant, everybody. I am using this Waverly Ivory. If you have Waverly Plaster, you can also use it if you're gonna make this kind of craft. So I do the same thing, paint it with white chalk paint. So I do the same thing to the sides as well and also to the back. So now I'm drying. You can see the front, the sides, and so with the back, they have the same paint. And what I'm doing right now is I'm using the Burnt Umber by Apple Barrel, and again I am using this foam brush to just make a little texture to this paint, and I'm doing the dabbing motion again. And the reason why I'm doing this because I want this rustic, this kind of craft. If you don't like a rustic or vintage look or distressed look, just don't do this Burnt Umber by Apple Barrel. You can use any white chalk paint for the handle. So this time I'm just sprinkling here the ground cinnamon and just put a little of the ground cinnamon on other parts also because like I said, I like vintage and distress. So skip this process, everybody, if you don't like this. And I'm just dry brushing this one. As you can see, I don't have a lot of paint on the foam brush. I'm just dabbing it there, but it really showed. It's really very pretty. It shows rust and I really love how it turned out. I got this grater from Goodwill. Goodwill has a lot of these grater. I just have to go to different Goodwills, you know, just to find a grater. Then now I am drying it, and just to secure and to seal the paints, I am going to use this Mod Podge and just lightly brush it, apply it onto the grater, to the paint to seal it. I did the same thing to the sides and so to the back as well. So once done, I already dried it using my heat tool. I will just put this on the top left, this rustic star. I got this from Etsy and I have this fiber pot. I bought this from Walmart. This is small, and I will just trace this onto the cardboard. I just cut it in half, the flower pot, and then I will just glue it there. Now, the reason why I do that is because I want it to glue firmly onto the grater. And as shown on the video, this is what I'm doing right now. I glued also on the sides to make it more firm and sturdy. And I will just put a little of the moss inside, Spanish moss that I bought from Walmart. And then I will arrange, of course, after this, some flowers. But I will paint this with the burnt umber by Apple Barrel just to darken it. If you like the natural color of the fiber pot, then just don't paint it. And to make it firmly glued again onto the grater, I will put this jute twine onto the sides to attach the pot onto the grater. So that is really very sturdy already. So now I will arrange some sunflowers. I really love sunflowers. It all depends on you of what flower you're gonna put there, but it really matched the color of this sunflower onto this craft. So it really turned out so pretty. I just love how it turned out. I hope you love this craft as well, and you're gonna make your own. So I'm just giving you an idea that you can just have this, put it on the counter, you know, because this is such a very nice craft. So I'm just putting some sweet honey onto there just to give an accent to the arrangement. Just as simple as that. So if you like this craft, everybody, please click like. And if you like to see more of my craft ideas, please go to my main page. Please click like again and then give me a follow. So you will be notified whenever I go live, and you will be updated of my craft ideas. I'm making a very simple bow here. All the cloth are already coffee stained. If you want to know the grunge mix, please drop me a message on the comment section and I'll get back to you. I'm just using all this cloth that I bought from Hobby Lobby. I cut it in just a small slit, and then I tore it so it will look so distressed. Now I make the bow look fluffy, and then once I'm happy with how it turned out, I am going to just tie it with a jute twine, and then I tied it again with a jute twine because this will be tied onto the handle of this grater. You will see that on the video. So now I am tying it there, and I will glue it first and tie it on the back. So everybody, I hope you like this craft and you love watching this video, and you're gonna make your own as well. This is such a very pretty craft, very patriotic and very simple. So I just put a very simple button on my bow and showing you now the finished craft. Everybody, you can see the bow with the button, the rustic star, the sunflowers, the sweet Annie, and the fiber pot, and look at how rustic it is. So like I said, if you don't like rustic, just don't make it rustic. Just choose your own color. So that's what I love. Till next time, friends.